Welcome, Dawn Hunters, to episode 22 of our Southeast Asia adventure.
We are currently sailing through a fierce monsoon. Woo, it's raining! Towards the breathtaking Krabi province in Thailand.
After upgrading our catamaran for off-grid adventure, we have left Phuket
To uncover hidden islands.
Last episode, we navigated through some bat caves and thick fern. But you know, after you're sitting on a boat for a while, you start to imagine things.
Some rock formations look like certain things, and you take pictures with them thinking that they look like certain things.
So what is it?
A giant penis!
This looks like an alien penis. Wow.
Woo!
We have been all night long in torrential rains, high winds, and this morning again high winds, and we are hoping this anchor is going to hold. It's an excellent test.
So will we be able to reach our next destination? Let's see.
Break your chains off.
Today we are going to Koh Phangan, a fascinating village. I almost fell. A fascinating fishing village, Phang Nga Bay in Thailand. For some reason, in the Navionics boating app, this village is called Gypsy Village. I don't know why. Nowhere else does it say Gypsy Village on other maps. Although the fishing village is not that far, there are a lot of tricky things about getting to it. And you can see William's face very intense. Number one, you can only access at high tide with our draft. Right now it's 8:30 in the morning, 1 hour prior to the high tide, and we are racing there because we overslept a little bit. Reason number two, because this is a fishing village, there are a lot of fishermen around it.
Oh, you want a fresh fish?
He was offering us fresh fish. A lot of fishing traps, crab traps, all kinds of crabs that we have to look out.
Well, this waterway is full of debris. I think maybe you should go keep an eye up front.
All kinds of stuff floating around here. Some of it looks like just leaves. Never know what can be hiding inside. Sometimes it can be a piece of the net floating, and we already caught one on the way to Malaysia. We don't want to do that again. This is a great example of the crab trap that you can catch in your prop, and that's gonna be a bad day. Is there even anyone in this greenhouse? I see one very ripe tomato.
We are growing just fine.
Yeah, some stuff coming up. It's quite a gloomy day today. Slight rain, it's starting, and then it stops for a couple of minutes, and then it starts again, and then back. But we're not complaining. Slight breeze, not enough wind to sail today, but life is still beautiful because we are on the boat and we are going somewhere. What else could you ask for? Crazy maneuvering here to avoid the shallow parts. Hopefully the chart is right. Hopefully.
Even at high tide, this is so shallow. We have to follow kind of a route that takes us where the water flows up into some islands and then turn around and come back out and go around. And it's shallow like this all the way up to the fishing village because it's through the mangroves. Mangroves, not mangoes. Guess I'm thinking about breakfast.
In reality, wise boaters should never be out in uncharted waters with a high tide. You should be going with a rising tide. And if you get stuck on something, then you just wait and the water will lift you up and carry you away. But if you're going on a high tide and you hit something, you are royally because nothing's going to raise you up and take you away.
Still raining. We're almost there. I have my rain gear on. Quite windy. This is so cool. I can already see the village right in front of us, and there is a mosque. It's right there. So pretty. Guess who always suffers during the anchoring in the rain? This person. Because this person is nice and dry, ready to go anchoring. some guy who's giving us advice that we shouldn't be anchoring here, but we should go a little further. Anchor up. Do you see him showing you stuff? He's showing you that way. So there is a fishing guy who is trying to help us to anchor. Very nice of him. Okay, thank you. He said yes. Should I drop it? Yes? He's behind waiting for us to anchor. Good? Thank you, Kapunka. Very helpful. Thank you. Unknown fisherman. Thank you, bye-bye. Oh, yes. Thank you. He's saying that we should go to the village. I don't know if you guys can hear him. He's so cute. That's how you tip.
That's how you fish.
Fish and tip in Thailand. He doesn't realize that William is trying to get him to give him money. Thank you. He'll take us.
So tomorrow?
Yeah, okay.
Come back tomorrow. You. Okay.
Okay, thank
Okay, Kapunka.
Yes, lunch with. Okay. Kapinka.
Yeah.
Fishing was not even. He didn't even want my bait. He said, "Tomorrow I get your bait."
Yeah, he's gonna take us on a tour tomorrow to the mangroves. Bangs got so long, I can't see anything. Because there are no hair salons at Anchor, I guess I'll just have to do this by myself. I have a mirror and I have kitchen scissors. What else do you need? I'm gonna give myself a horrible haircut. Okay, a little better. I think I got it too short. The worst bangs you ever seen. Okay. Now I'm ready to go to town. Voila! A great hairstylist died in this body. How do you like my new haircut?
Nice. I think you missed a piece.
Who needs hair salon when you got kitchen scissors?
What about the rest of the parts?
They're not for the camera.
Someone's going to town. Our hair-raising speed of 4.5 knots.
Imagine a village totally built on stilts. We're going under the bridge. We have no idea where we should park our dinghy, so we are parking it here and hoping for the best. And it starts to rain. Let's go explore!
No matter what island you come to in Thailand, always greeted by an amazing pussy. I mean, a cat.
First, we have to go find a coffee shop. Corner coffee and more. It's 110 meters. Google is not working. So here's a map, here's a coffee shop. You make sure that we get there.
We're walking along and I can feel this whole thing wiggling and moving like we're almost on a boat. Koh Phangan has adapted to modern times from being a very, very old fishing village to now for tourism.
Look at all this stuff. Monkey.
Look at this shirt showing the location. So you can take a piece of this place back with you.
There are fully covered alleyways, so you can walk nice and dry during the rain season. That's so cool. And this is rain collection for you. Goes all the way here. This is awesome. They're collecting rainwater here. What's crazy about this village is only 1,600 people. It has its own health center, school, mosque, and even a soccer field.
For education, you like notebook?
Let's take this one.
Yes?
You took both?
So, did you make it? Huh? Did you make it?
You?
Yes.
Yes. Come down.
You go to school here?
Yes. You have change money?
Okay.
You look, you take photo. Give me a change.
Okay. Here is the school. These go to the fund of education so that people can get more books and more schooling. And they have their own football field. This, guys, is floating on the water.
This is not just a soccer field, this is the soccer field. In 1986, children of this island were inspired by the FIFA World Cup. That's why this was created.
How can you not become good if you're practicing in the middle of the mountains, in the open air, on top of the water? You have to be good. Da-da-da, da-da-da.
Thank you.
So these guys come here every day, going to work on the bridge and then coming back on the bridge. And now there's only about 3 sticks left. So I think this is far enough for this guy. So this is cool. They are using sticks from the mangroves, then putting net and making fish traps by hand. Fish comes in and then can't come out. This guy is doing some work, standing on a little board that's on a bunch of little boards, and if he slips, he's gonna go swimming. And we get to see the mail being delivered with a lady on a bike bringing in the mail. She is delivering the electric bills. So even here you have electrical bills that you have to pay. My nose.
This is not the correct place. Mr. Nose.
Here it is, my nose, without Google.
This is not the place either.
Is this not a coffee shop?
Unless you want to have milk tea.
Right here, coffee bar and bistro.
Sorry to tell you, it's not the place either. What the heck is this whole shopping mall? This is not just a restaurant.
Building this on top of a floating island. Now that's construction.
So beautiful! How did they build it here? This is amazing!
And look at a real coffee machine. My nose. So let's go try yours and then we'll come back and we'll try mine.
It's like major storm. I hope our boat is okay. We're standing here thinking, how is our boat? We dropped an anchor, I did a haircut, and we ran here.
At least if it's going to get blown, the wind direction is going to blow it into the mangroves, which will not be so much of a disaster as blowing it into the rocks. So I feel half better than what I would be feeling.
And it's raining so hard, we can't even go out and see how it is doing.
I'm going to run and try and see if I can at least see the boat.
It's fine!
It's dragging.
Should we jump in the dinghy?
Can't be in the dinghy in this kind of storm.
Why not?
We got the hope it's going to hook again. But now it just hooked. It just stopped moving again. We were right straight out here. The way the anchor is designed, it flips and then it hooks back in again. It looks like it just hooked. It's not moving anymore. It was over here where the lines are, and now it's all the way over there. Whenever we leave the boat, I always get bothered, and then a storm like this comes in off the mountains. The wind is so strong in the gusts, and when we're anchored in mud, sometimes it rotates, pulls the anchor up, but then when it starts moving again, the anchor grabs. So I was watching it go down the river, and suddenly I saw the whole bow go down and come back up again because it meant the anchor hooked. And now it's been sitting there strong. Hopefully the worst of the weather front is over.
Just gonna go jump in the dinghy now, run back the boat. If the weather storm comes another round, ooh, it's cold. No rain gear, no problem. No life jacket. Woo, regular day in the neighborhood.
And I didn't get my coffee.
We were walking so long. Oh, can we see this? Can we see this? Can we see this? And then the storm started and we didn't make it to a coffee shop.
We've got the wind and the current in our favor, or I would not be doing this. Well, the current here is at least 7 knots. Got the dinghy to the back of the boat, can barely get on. We have been dragging. It looks like it's hooked now, but look at where we have gone. It looks like we dragged back, got close to the mangroves, which is only 2 meters of depth, and then the anchor hooked. And these guys have saved us from going a little further out there. I've learned with this much current and wind, we are going to let out at least 50 meters of chain. We only have about 30 meters of chain out because we're only in 5 meters of water, but we need all the help we can get.
Great trip ashore.
Another learning experience. Even if you're super hooked, when you've got 45 knot wind gusts and almost 8 knots of current, the anchor pulled a big chunk of mud out with it. Started rolling and tumbling, but then because we had a lot of chain out and we had a bridle, the anchor rehooked again, then the boat stayed in one place. Jumped in a dinghy to get here because at least the wind and the current was in our favor. But we get here, we could barely get the dinghy near the boat. The current was so strong.
I was like holding on one rope and the dinghy. William was fighting the motor. We almost flipped over with all our gear and stuff.
I'm cold and wet, and I have a nice greenhouse waiting for me with a cappuccino that's going to be made by this coffee shop.
Oh my god, that was intense. First, you're also told that everything is fine. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go record a boat being fine at anchor. The moment I run to him, we're dragging, and I see the boat just... I'm like, oh.
Good thing is we are in mangroves for a long ways. So we would have got tangled up in some bushes.
Whole open bay behind us. Depending on the wind, we could have been blown away into the bay versus the mangroves easily. It's very shallow there, and now it's going back to low tides.
The boat would have been sitting somewhere.
Yeah, with a hole.